everyone, welcome to another video. As always, my name is Jay, and today I'm back in my workshop and I am going to do an assembling video of the new Warboss. I think it's called Face Rippa, Face something, Face Rippa, yep, Gruck Face Rippa from the Stormclaw awesome set. So I'm going to put them together today. So what I have today to put them on, of course, I have the model. I have my small base for him. And then just the tools. I'm a pretty simplistic person. I'll use my hobby clippers. X-Acto knife with a quasi blade that needs to be changed. And some Army Painter plastic glue. That's pretty much how I roll. I'm pretty simplistic. Other things you might want to include is something maybe like a file, but I tend to just remove the mold lines myself using an X-Acto knife. Always remember to have supervision if you're a young kid. So let's get through this first. So the first thing I'm going to do, usually, now if it's a big kit, I like to personally cut out the pieces one at a time from the sprue and then put them together if it's a big kit. This is a pretty small kit, so I'll just maybe I'll do that anyway. So let's see. I'll just start off with the body, because that's obviously whenever I'm putting a model together that doesn't have instructions, I always start with the body because it's the core of the model. So let's just cut it out of here. It's really attached to those sprues. And right there. Perfect. So here's the body part. Cool. And he has a back of his body, which is right here. So cut that one out too. Always be careful when cutting them out. Make sure to give a little bit of a gap. That way it's not, you don't actually cut the model. You just want to release it from the sprue. So now what I like to do is I like to take my hobby blade and I like to remove all those excess mold lines from them. So especially starting at the feet here. And remember, when using a hobby blade and doing this, always cut away from your hands, away from your body. You don't want to accidentally cut yourself. Unfortunately, it's one of the health hazards of being a miniature wargamer. And then what I like to do is just take my blade and just scrape it to smoothen it out. Just see if I can get that extra piece of flash off. It's a little... There we go. There we go. And just trim it off, smooth it up. Good stuff. The other piece of attachment was up here, but it's actually pretty... Oh, it's right there. So as you can see, there's a bit of a mold line along here. So what I do once again is just pull my blade away from me a little bit at a time just to smooth down that edge. The rest of the body, there's a mold line right here. I don't know if you can see very well, but I'll take care of that one. And right there. So he's in good shape. Body part there, done. Next we have the back of the body, which once again the mold lines are actually pretty good on this part. If I'm looking at pieces of connection, there's just this little extra flash right here. So I'm just going to get rid of it nice and carefully. Good. And we're good to go there. So yeah, I really like this this model. That's one of the reasons why this kit is just so great. I love that. I love that the models alone were almost basically like the Ork models alone justified the purchase of this. Let me just see how these go together. The Ork models alone justified the purchase of this kit. And so it goes in like that, as you can see. So it just goes in flat. It's an interesting kit. Look at that. So it goes in down there. So cool. So yeah, as I said, the Ork models alone basically justified the purchase of this. Plus it had a mini rulebook. Let's give it a second. That's the thing about the plastic glue is just sometimes clogs. Because, so I'm just going to put some plastic glue there. Plastic glue there. And it should be good to be put on. Perfect. And the goal when using plastic glue is to minimize the amount of strings, I call it, or spider webs as some people call it. Just notice there's a little bit of a mold line right there. Good. And that's good. So now we hold it together for just a second. Make sure that the things with these kits is they tend to snap together really easily or be put together really easily because they're just well designed. So there we go. The body is put together. Excellent stuff. So the next part is putting together the power claw. So let's put together the power claw. But yeah, as I said, the models alone. Plus you get the mini rulebook and you get Space Wolf people, and that's awesome. So it's a great kit. Usually these kits are worth their money, but it's just the problem is usually you have to play the armies. You know, like Dark Vengeance. As I said in the past, Dark Vengeance is a good kit if you play if you play Dark Angels, or if you play Chaos. Even if you play Chaos, it's okay. It's not the best kit because most competitive lists, unless you really like cultist spam, most competitive lists out there don't involve most of the models from Dark Vengeance. But the models for Dark Angels, however, you get a squad of 5 Terminators, which are very handy. You get 3 bikes. You get a Company Master, which if you want a cheap HQ, that's a great option. A Librarian, which with the new Psychic Power phase is quite handy. And you get a squad of 10 Tactical Marines. So you get all your different types of potential troops. You get 2 HQs. And if you got the early edition, you got the Interrogator Chaplain, which I do have. I just got to put them together. So here we go. First part of the claw is looking good. And yeah, but if you're as I said, if you play the Chaos side, not really. You get Chosen, which if you like Abaddon, you might run. You get a bunch of cultists, which that's only like, I don't know, 80 or 100 points in cultists, 80 points in cultists or something like that. So you don't get a lot of points. And you get the Hellbrute, which most people don't run the Hellbrute, and if they do, they might have purchased that Hellbrute kit, because the Hellbrute kit looks really good. So once again, we're going to put now this part, obviously, before I like to put these things together, I always like to look and see how they put together. And look at that. So that's how it goes. This one goes in. You just put that right there. And that's a clear, I'm just going to make sure that the camera's focused correctly on it. Yeah. So we'll put that there. So a little bit of plastic glue. Connecting pieces, a little bit there. Make sure there aren't that many what I call spider webs, because with plastic glue you really have to worry about that, and they tend to harden, and if you prime over them, then you just got a little bit busied up of a model. So there we go. Look at that. Let me just quickly make sure that this is in focus. Good. And there we go. So now the arm is done. Good shape there. I love this kit. Look at that. I love that the bottom part of the claw has been replaced with a saw. It just, you know, those little things. It gives them a little bit more character. You know, they don't have the standard claw, and that's awesome. And it looks extremely powerful. And he's going to rip apart people with his Strength 10 AP2 claw. Excellent. Number 5, step 5. Let's cut out the other arm on the sprue. Instead of leaving a little bit of room because these parts are a little bit closer to the sprue. And last piece is right here. There we go. So let's just, once again, look for the mold lines. You're going to see this is kind of repetitive the way I do things, but obviously this is how I put models together. I make them try to look good. You know, and a good preparation, I don't do this in all my models, obviously. I really should. But a good prep stage really does add so much to the model because, you know, removing mold lines just makes the models look that more realistic and that more awesome. So once again, just removing the mold lines and then taking my X-Acto knife. And what else? Yeah, so life is good for me. Might as well just talk about how my life's doing. I'm enjoying, I miss mini wargaming sometimes because they were good guys and who like people. But I really enjoy working on my own as well because it is really cool to see the direct fruits of your labor. It really is. You know, I used to work for mini wargaming. That was a lot of fun, and I give nothing but I wish nothing but the best for them. But I'm on my own now in Peterborough, and I'm really enjoying it. Really enjoying it. Let's just get that off. Good. And there we go. He looks good. Not a lot of mold lines. Really nice developed arm. Very well sculpted. So, cool. Look at that detail. Great stuff. Alright, so let's just put this arm on the guy. And the reason why I'm using Army Painter glue is what I had access to. It's a good plastic glue, you know, but it's basically to me the same as Citadel plastic glue or most other plastic glues. So this arm we know is just going to go like this based on, there's only one way to put this guy together, which tends to happen in these kits. I don't mind that. I know then it removes the customization, but it does make a really nice, clean, put together model that you know will fit really well together. So once again, look at that. He's starting to look really nice. That's great. Great stuff. Next, let's put on the other arm. Why not? Since we're putting on the arms. So a little bit of glue. I do tend to be a little bit more sparing with my plastic glue because it is great. It does a nice solid bond between the pieces. It basically melts them together. So, and then we know that these will go on like that. Hold it for a couple seconds. Good to go. Make sure that's focused on that. Look at that. He is it's a good size model, takes up a lot of room. So, cool. Really cool stuff. Just so much detail in this guy so far. I am very much impressed, as I said. So, very cool. So, let's put him aside. Up next, let's put this, let's put his face on. So, here's the rest of the sprue. Let's cut out his head. Now, especially with the head, be careful when cutting out the pieces. You don't want to accidentally slice a cheek. Though it would just end up giving him a little more character. And what I don't like is sometimes they do this a lot with these little pieces like here. a little fragile little earring is the point of connection with the sprue, and that does lead to a lot of problems when cutting it out and fixing it, because it always leads, it creates the potential of accidentally cutting off the ear piece. So here's the other part of the face, and we're going to just make sure, once again, no mold lines. And as I said, you could do this it's not a very big kit, but I'm just doing this in the same fashion that I would do any normal larger kit. If it's a small guy, I can just cut out all the pieces at the beginning, clean them all like I'm doing now in one step, and then put them all together. But I just want to take my time with this because I'm showing you guys how to do it. And this one, actually, the only real mold line is at the back, but let's fix it anyway, why not? There we go. He looks good. Oh, a little bit on the chin. And good. So he's good. Now this, how does this go together? I'm kind of curious. Is it like that? Alright, let me think about this one. This is kind of an odd piece. I think. The tongue. So it has to go. Yeah, that's how it goes in. That's what I thought. Interesting stuff. Look at that giant tooth. Or as they say, tooth. Cool. Interesting way of doing the face. That's Games Workshop is getting kind of creative with the way that they're breaking apart the models so that you put them together. Like things like that. That's something I wouldn't ever think about. So the mouth goes in. They did the same thing with the Hive Tyrant kit, I'm pretty sure. So get the extra off there. A little bit of glue. Maybe I'll put a little bit on the other side as well. That way. Just putting a little bit on the points of connection. Then I always like to remove the spider webs and then put it on. And then just make sure for this particular part it's nice and smooth. Alright, look at that. That looks great. Very cool kit. Let's just get that spiderweb out. Cool. So the face is done. So let's put it on. Might as well. So let's put this head on the body. A little bit of glue. And as I said, it's a really nice clean kit and it goes together with relative ease. So now look at him now. This is cool. So he's going together one piece at a time. Can't wait to get this guy painted up and put him on the battlefield because he just has so much character. The next piece we're going to put together is the shoulder pad, or put it on him really. It's not really a put together piece. Yeah, wow, it's been a busy few months, couple months, you know. I left Mini Wargaming the last week of April, and then I moved the week later, or a couple weeks, a week and a half later, and then I just started making videos again, and since then I've put almost 60 videos in the Warp, which is not a Warp commercial, I just want to mention that, and then I have put about the same for free. It's been a oops, other way. There we go. Connects the two. So now it's a two-part connected. There we go. Shoulder pad. Cool. So he's basically done now. I think he just has his little boss pole backpack thing, and then we have to put together the squig. Now the squig is just awesome too. I love it. So we're gonna put the squig together. So now that part is completely done. So what do we have left? The backpack and the squig. So let's put the squig together. Let's put the two halves of the squig together. One piece there. Yeah, I've been busy. As I said, I put almost 100 video. I think I put over 100 videos out since leaving Mini Wargaming. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure, including like multi-parts for reviews and stuff. But I'm pretty sure I have, and that's not a bad feat. There we go. And his face, the scary, scary, scary face. I wouldn't want to run into that in a dark alley. We'll get this cut out. So, first piece. Yeah, and I'm going to continue to make videos. I'm just making the, people are just really curious as how I assemble my models. So that's why I'm going to do this one. I'm going to do the Space Wolf guy, the leader of the Space Wolves, because that's also a really nice kit. And then I'm also going to do one after on how I magnetize my Killicans. People have seen me with my Killicans. I've been using my Killicans obviously for a long time in battle reports. And people have been curious as to how I magnetize them. It's not too hard, but it's a great video for newer viewers or people who want to see how I do it. I do it pretty cleanly. I use a rotary tool, but I'll go in great detail. This is actually pretty good. These pieces, they came off relative ease, and they're good to go. All right, let's put them together. So we'll start off with left half. Obviously, we know the point of connection is all here. So there. Together there. Look at that. It's such a nice fitting together kit. There's no wiggle room for how you can put it together. It just goes together so quickly and really nicely. And then obviously the face should go in like that. Remember to put the tongue in first. So we'll put the glue all in this connecting tissue part. Yeah. And I'm going to continue to make videos because I love it. It makes me happy. And we'll put the squig there. Look at that. I am so excited for the near future. I can't wait to just keep making videos for you guys. Look at them. That is a cool, angry looking squig. This Warboss looks infinitely cooler than the Warboss kit. Like the other Warboss kit from Games Workshop. The Finecast one with the squig popping out of the guy's hand, like shooting away from the guy's hand. This is way cooler, so much more character, so much more evil looking. Look at the teeth, like that is just great, razor sharp teeth. So he's done. And now we will cut that with the backpack, because that's the only remaining piece, and then put them all together. And then he's done. So first, the backpack. This is pretty much a standard Warboss backpack. It has some stick bombs in it. You know, has a boss pole, and the boss pole is going to be a great addition. I think if you, as long as you're not running Goskal Thraka, his Codex supplement, I wouldn't actually run a boss pole because it's kind of vestigial then. But there's a bit of mold lines and stick bombs. Cool. Looks good. So that's good. Now all the pieces are cut out. Let's take the base. And let's put these pieces together. So first, we'll take, make sure that this is in focus, the backpack. Just got it like that. Look at that. There's a bit of wiggle room for this piece. Probably, yeah, there we go. There's a better angle that it fits together really quite well. Now he's there. And what I love about this with these kits, as I said, it takes very minimal plastic glue to hold them together. And once you put them together, just to hold them for a second, they really do stay together. This guy, he is in great shape already, and I know that the plastic glue is going to bond these pieces. I just better hold it just a little bit here. There we go. And he is looking awesome. Look at him. I know I say awesome a lot, but that's my favorite word. Look at that. He just looks so great. Oh, that looks great. Alright, so let's put this guy's feet on. He's big honking feet. Like me. So a little bit there. And as I mentioned, the plastic glue. If you're doing stuff like that, what I just did, you're going to notice that they always go in between. There we go. Nice and clean. Let's put him on his base in the back, because we know that the squig goes in front of him. So we're going to want him to go in the back, more further towards the back of the base. And I'm just going to hold him there for maybe a few seconds. That way we can make sure that he stays on his base. Look at that. Good stuff. And now the squig. So the squig, he does have a point of attachment. This chain goes right to his hook there. So it goes on like that. I'm pretty sure, or in. Maybe inside. And then it hooks on, yeah, probably around it like that. So it goes on like this. Let's give you that point of connection. And then he rests sideways like that. Cool. So I'll put a little bit, actually in this case, I'm not going to put that much glue on his tip because I don't want it to really stick out that badly, the extra glue. So I'll just put a lot on the base, so that way it anchors him. And then we'll take him and put this guy there, drop down the base. Look at that. I'm going to angle it a little bit better. But that is a scary, scary, scary sight. Now in retrospect, if I was painting this model for a tutorial, I would have probably painted the squig individually. That way I can get maybe a little bit easier to paint, because then I can paint all the behind much easier. But it's not terrible. Like, he doesn't obstruct the angles that badly. But there he is. And now he's done. This is my first assembly video, I think, ever. If not ever in a very long time. And yeah, please let me know what you think about me just, talking to you guys and assembling the models and showing you how I put together the models. Stay tuned for more assembly videos. I'm going to put together the next one. I'm going to put together the Space Wolf Captain, and then I'm going to do the Killican. So stay tuned for more videos, and until next time, this is Jay and Face Rippa saying happy painting.